Tell me, sweet little helium miner, how does it feel to get a new neighbor?
I think it's great. I really can't wait to meet him. I hope you make a lot of money.
Stay tuned. Nerdy dude stuff. For those of you keeping track at home, today's beer of the day is brought to you by Epic Brewing Coffee Stout. 8.0 alcohol by volume. And this is the Son of a Baptist Coffee Stout with cacao nibs. It tastes just like a freaking cold brew. It is delicious. Super dangerous with the alcohol. And yeah, cheers to you guys. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video about helium mining. Yes, we are continuing on this topic. If this is the first time you're coming across my channel, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications, like the video, because supposedly all that helps. You guys will notice a QR code right here for just a couple of seconds. Pause the screen if you like the helium content, if you appreciate the trial and error of everything that I've done to get these settings and this setup going and all the extra crypto and money that I've put in so you don't have to, please consider sending a tip. There's also a helium address in the description of this video as well. So with all that out of the way, again, this beer is very, very delicious. It tastes just like a fresh cold brew with alcohol to it. So cheers to you guys on that one. Boy, do we have some excited stuff to talk about today. I was jumping on and I was looking at my helium results for the past 24 hours. Well, I found it yesterday, but I didn't have an opportunity to make a video yesterday. But we were ecstatic with what we saw. For all of those haters out there that said, oh, you're out in a lone area, you're not going to make much money. Well, let's take a look at why I'm so excited, shall we? Just in case anyone new is watching this video and hasn't seen any of my previous helium mining content, I just wanted to show exactly what setup I currently have right now. For those of you that do know what I have, just bear with me for 2 seconds so that way we can just let everyone know what we are rocking with in case they want to go back and look at the other stuff as well. So we do have 2 of these Bobcat miners that we purchased for a total for both of them about $1,000, and of course we are in the US, so we have the 915 hertz blah blah blah. We're not going to get in how to purchase them, we're not going to get in what you need to do. I just have 2 of these. Part of my trial and error experience has been I initially purchased these. I used the 4 dBi antenna that came with them for about a couple of days. Didn't really see anything because I didn't know really how to set anything up. I had them in the window. Luckily, a lot of my subscribers got with me and told me what I needed to do and taught me and trained me about like windows with double pane glass or triple pane glass will refract the signal so that way you don't get anything out there. And so both of my miners had their initial antenna set up in the window. So then what we decided to do is we jumped on Amazon and we bought this really crappy, really cheap 10 dBi antenna. Lo and behold, come to find out, it's not a true 10 dBi antenna. It's actually a 3 dBi antenna. This is obviously way too small. And then we also bought this really, really crappy cable, which is 25 feet and had monstrous signal loss. So then after doing a couple of weeks of testing on that and listening to some of you commenters, we went and purchased the 5.8 dBi fiberglass antenna bundle over here on Rack. If you want to purchase one yourself, there's a link in the description. You'll save 5% on all your Rack purchases on this site. So we purchased 2 of these because again, we have 2 miners and then we have obviously need 2 antennas. We have one installed in our attic here. It's about 8 meters in the air, right in the middle of the attic. We are potentially looking at moving that outside in September if the results don't pick up, which they, spoiler alert, they have. And then we also installed another antenna, which was my previous video, on the rooftop of my in-laws' house, and that has been seeing some wonders as well. So that's my setup as for right now, and still kind of debating in territory if I want to get a 3rd miner, which I very well might. But I don't necessarily need one. You'll see here in just a moment. Some positive news. Helium is up to just about $17, so that's really, really nice to see. When we got into Helium, it was about $10, and that was down from its all-time high prices, so right in that like downswing of the price fluctuation. So we really like to see this. So very, very happy with that number there. Let's pop over to why I am super excited. So, I mean, spoiler alert, there it is, boom. Let me zoom out here just a little bit. So originally, I have 2 miners. I have this one here, and of course it's gonna go slow because now I'm filming a video, and then I have this miner right here. Let's see if it'll refresh, because I forgot to refresh this screen before I did the video. Anywho, so I've got, there we go. So I've got my 2 miners, this one right here, and this one right here. When I got onto the Explorer yesterday to check on how my helium was mining, how much helium I mined overnight, I noticed that someone got a miner in my general vicinity. And at first I was like, okay, let's see exactly where they are. And since they're outside of the grid, we're able to be left at the 1.0 reward scale. So they're not within 350 meters and they're not within our little hexagon here. They are outside of that. So we get to maintain that 1.0 reward scale. Now, I've been watching this for a couple of days, and if this is you and you live across the street from me and you got this miner keen defaddle bird, reach out to me on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, anything you need with any questions, comments, or concerns, and I will be more than happy to watch and assist you, not watch you. Like, I'm gonna...
What y'all doing over there?
No, we're not going to do that. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. If you happen to be a viewer of this video or a subscriber of my channel, that is awesome. I have no problem offering you advice or anything you need to know. As of right now, this miner was set up 2 days ago. It is currently syncing still as of 36 minutes ago, and right now it's being relayed. And that's pretty much everything that happens as soon as you plug a miner in, because you have to go through and open up the ports, and then I created a static IP address for my miner because every time I reboot my Nighthawk router, it would create a new IP address for my miner. So I created a static IP address for it, so that way, anytime I have to reboot that sucker or updates it reboots, it'll always give my miner the same IP address with the same ports open. So if you have any issues or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. It'd be cool if you're watching this channel. Let me see if this individual owns any other miners here. Sorry for invading, and doesn't look like they do. Hotspots. Now, they only have the Keen Daffodil Bird hotspot with a 4 dBi antenna and 2 meter in the air. So hopefully you're a viewer, and hopefully one day I can drive around and see that giant 5.8 dBi antenna sticking out from your house. Hopefully your antenna is in a good spot and you don't have to make any more investments into your mining, or you're going to get more miners and cover this area. But now that's really, really, really attractive, because my miner is right here sharing a border with your hexagon, and then my other miner is down here, and that is just one hexagon apart, and that's bridging the gap of my other miner up to you, which is so exciting. Very, very exciting. Now, let's look at the past, pretty much since because I put that miner on the roof of my in-laws house on Saturday. It's currently Wednesday. So we put that bad boy on the roof of my in-laws house, and you can see the change immediately. So right here around that time frame, we put that miner up on the roof, and we're already pulling some pretty solid numbers. You know, I was very excited the other day when I was hoping that my 2 miners together would bring us half a helium, but now just what is it, the 11th now? 2 days ago, this miner brought itself 0.45 helium, which is almost half a helium, and then yesterday it was 0.3 helium, which is above that 0.25 helium that we wanted, and then today it's been a little bit of a slower day. But it's really cool because you could start seeing that with that 5 dBi antenna update, we're reaching out 31 kilometers on the last witness that we had achieved, and then of course our miner witnessed it as well. This miner's not getting as much activity from its surrounding areas just yet. I'm really not holding my breath, because this miner just had that antenna installed not even a week ago, but as of the last 24 hours, this one's mined 0.13 helium. We're going to show the major numbers and the totals here in just a moment. You can see it's had one witness. It's put out an average of 58 beacons, and it's doing very, very solid. It's only witnessed my miner right now, because these miners, I guess they aren't I've been looking at these ones, they don't really have that monster reward scale, or like this one's still being relayed, so I believe that's why it's having an issue. And this one's got a miner right next to it, because this one is one guy that has these two, and they're not witnessing each other. And then this miner, I'm trying to look at him as well, he hasn't witnessed each other as well. And in the past 24 hours, let's see in the past 30 days, because they got their miners the same day I did. So in the past 30 days, they've made $25, 1.5 helium on this one, and on this one here in the past 30 days, 1.24 helium. So roughly about the same. His one is relayed. Is this one relayed? They're both relayed, so that could be an issue why they aren't getting any activity. They're not witnessing any beacons or challenge. They're not, they're not beaconing. They challenged a beaconer, so there you go, and that was witnessed, but by 5, but it didn't look like anything serious there. But they're not witnessing. The big helium rewards are in the witnessing. And then we have stuff down here. I really don't know why. Obviously, I can't tell you why we won't be witnessing any of these. Maybe it might be their antennas or anything like that. But I really can't tell you why this miner is able to reach out and get a witness 31 kilometers away. Like, look at all these other miner, like, unless this guy's got a monstrous antenna. Let's actually zoom into this one. This guy might have a monstrous antenna pointed downward at that little cluster underneath him. And that's what it kind of seems like if he's already got a witnessing there from his last beacon. And that's probably why he was able to witness me all the way down here when we're about 31 kilometers away. So interesting stuff, interesting times. As of right now, I love it. I love keep doing that. As of right now, you know, today is just a little bit of a slower day. We can pull up my total for the past 24 hours and the past 7 days and blah, blah, blah. But as of right now, the past 24 hours, we made 0.186 helium, which is $3.15. In the last, in the grand scheme, in the grand total of my helium mining life, I have earned 7.04 helium, which is roughly $120. So that puts me at like 1/12 of the way to breaking even. Not going to say ROI. I'm going to try not to. And if I say it, call me out on it. But we are working on breaking even. So then we would have $1,100 in helium to go before we have broke even. Break even. Here we go. This is mine here. These are my two hotspots. We are very, very happy. We've got our 5.8, 5.8. One is 3 meters high. One is 8 meters high. And then we can go through all my activity. As you can see right now, it's been a little bit of a slow day. We've only had about 0.019 helium in rewards. Yesterday was a pretty solid day. Let's go back to the overview here so that way we can see it week by week. So we'll go to the 7-day chart here. So what was Saturday's date? Saturday was the 7th. So on the 7th was when we installed our second antenna externally on the roof of my in-laws' house, and they are sitting about 30 kilometers higher than me in elevation, but we are on two hills. There's a little valley in between us. So we're going to go back to my overall and look at my 7-day chart here, and you can see on this right now, pretty much on the 15th and the 6th, we had 0.15 there. But as we bump into the 6th and the 7th and going on, you know, the 7th right here, 0.35 helium, then 0.34 helium, and then it took off. We almost made 1 full helium, and then 3/4 of a helium, and then today we're a little bit slower. You can see that also on the 30-day chart where we've had these slower, lower days. We've had a little bit of activity. So when we got the activity here was, I believe, when we put in our first 5.8 dBi antenna into my attic here. And then we went about a week, or we went 2 weeks before putting that. Actually, no, this is when we put that crappy little 3 dBi antenna up in the attic. And then we got up to here with our 5.8s in both miners, bringing us to a whopping $120. So I'm very, very excited. The past 30 days, we made 87.96. And so then there's $40 worth of helium to account for. That's not terrible. And some of you are like, oh, well, you know, if you were in helium beforehand, you would have had better rewards. That's very true, but this is a long term for me. It's really exciting to sit here and put my miners up, and then hopefully someone, you know, I'm raising awareness and watch this video. Someone that lives in this general vicinity watches my channel, subscribes to my channel. They've ordered themselves a helium miner, and then we're going to get this neighborhood, and then this neighborhood, and then this neighborhood, and this hexagon, and then we could just build up and spread around, and then the rewards are going to come in. So if this miner right here is super active with its external antenna and it's able to witness these two miners all the time, that's going to be some significant reward increase. And same with this one. Like, I know that right now they've witnessed each other, but yeah, we want to get this one witnessed. We want you to get witnessed with my two. I'd love to get witnessed down with these guys, but really maybe I just need to narrow down my thought process and just think of this little screen here, and this is what's going to be important. So maybe it is going to be a goal of mine to find whoever has this miner and help them get that sucker up in the air, or inspire them to get it up in the air. Who knows? So anywho, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, Telegram, Discord. All that's in the description of this video. My Twitter is growing. I don't really promote it that much, which is why it's a lot smaller, but I have talked to a few more individuals on there. It's also at Nerdy Dude Stuff, which is pretty simple to find me. Telegram, Discord invitations are also in the description of this video. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, all that good stuff. I'm Oprius, and we'll see you guys next time.